So today I am trying out my new DJI Action Cam 2.
At the stop sign, turn left onto Hartwell Highway.
This is a camera that is a little larger than a postage stamp. It has an internal memory card with 32 gigs on it, which is not a lot. But when you're using it that way, it also has an internal battery so that you can put the camera in a really small space. Now it does have an external battery, and you can also put external memory into the container that holds the external battery. This morning I'm sort of giving this camera the first test.
In 1.2 miles, turn right onto College Avenue.
I'm taking it down the road with me, operating on the internal battery and the internal memory card. So I'm not sure how long this will record for, but we'll give it a try. I years ago had a DJI Osmo Pocket Cam. In fact, I had like 3 in a row and I broke all 3 of them. And for that reason, I decided to stop using them. Now, they were very good. They had an external gimbal, rotating gimbal, which would adjust itself to follow and do some internal tracking. It also had some, that was basically the rotating gimbal was for stabilization. It had horizontal lock. It had all that stuff that I wanted. But they were fragile. And when I record something, like I'm recording something like now, well, mostly when I'm recording something not like this, but like working on a car, welding, grinding, cutting the grass, hammering, building a deck, it's normal for me to knock the camera off, drop the camera, hit the camera, put flash burn into the camera, shoot sparks at the camera, all those things. None of those things are good for a camera. The DJI Action Cam,
at the next light, turn right,
is waterproof, and it's supposed to be very rugged and not easily broken, and I found that to be true. While I used the DJI Action Cam, I cracked the lens cover. I broke it once and cracked it the second time. The crack didn't
At the
really...
light, turn right onto College Avenue.
The crack didn't really get in the way of the lens, so I continued to use it with the crack. And recently I've begun to notice that the quality doesn't seem to be very good coming from that camera. Now that may be because of the cracked lens. It may be because I somehow got the camera set to a really bad setting. In fact, I had a YouTuber that asked me why
For 32 miles, continue straight.
Asked me why was I recording at such a bad quality. And to be honest with you, sometimes I get a camera that's so complicated that I can't figure out how to reset things, and it could be that I've accidentally set it to a quality setting that is not very good. My thinking is, though, with this new camera has internal stabilization and it has horizontal lock. And what horizontal lock means is that if I'm holding the camera and I turn the camera sideways, the camera locks on the horizon, so that if you're watching it, you don't feel like you're being turned sideways. You can see the shape of the screen change, but you're still looking, you're stabilized and you're still looking at things, which would be really handy if you were on a boat or any number of things. And that's all supposed to be built into this camera. I like the camera so far. Like I say, this is the very first time I've used it, so it's a test. I want to see how long this works. I want to see how good the quality is. There's another cool thing about this camera is that it comes with this little necklace, and the little necklace is basically a little piece of metal. You can put that down inside your shirt. The camera mounts on the DJI...
Stay in the middle 2 lanes.
The camera mounts on the DJI Action 2 are magnetic, so that I can take this camera and I can stick it on my shirt, on this piece of metal. And now you're getting a point of view, pretty close to a point of view of what I'm doing. So you can see my hands, you can see me steering, you can see the road. Now this could be really very handy for driving a rat rod or hot rod or something like that. In fact, I could imagine maybe getting this angle with this camera, taking my old camera, putting a new lens cover on it, and resetting the video quality and do all that, because my old camera still works good. And I could set the old camera up so that you could see from outside the car, see the car going down the road, or you could even point it. I could even point it at myself so that you could like see me driving at the same time, see what it looks like to me as I'm driving the car down the road, which could be very cool. So that's what I'm doing today. I'm on the way to Athens. I'm going to go see the surgeon. He's going to give me the final okay on my eyes and let me know if everything is good. They feel pretty good. My eyes feel funny. As you know, I had surgery the other day, and he changed the shape of my eyelids, which changes the place that I look out of, which makes my face feel funny. And I've also been told not to rub my eyes, which is hard to do. So I feel like once he gives me the final okay, I can kind of start rubbing my face and maybe stretch my skin or hit the spots that are still itchy from healing, or all that fun stuff that you don't want to hear about. What else can I tell you? There's probably a lot of other things I could say about the camera, but I didn't really start this to do a review of the camera as much as I started it to just basically see how it's going to work for myself. So what I'll do is later on, I don't even know how to get this video out of this camera. I'm recording on the internal memory, which is built into the camera, so there's no memory card to pull out. Usually I pull out a memory card and I put the stuff into my laptop from the memory card. Well, there's no memory card to pull out, so I'm going to have to figure out how to transfer this video through, what do they call that when you do something through the air? There's a name for it, Bluetooth. Yeah, I'm going to have to figure out probably how to transfer this video through Bluetooth, which is going to be, there's a lot of things. Anytime you get a new camera, there's a lot of new things to learn, and I got a lot to learn. So I may or may not said that part about, and maybe I didn't on this. I can't remember. I can't remember what I said and what I didn't say, because I made two videos, and in one I didn't even have the camera turned on. But I think I didn't mention this. My old camera used to record for about 5 minutes, and then it would stop, and then it would start again. And so when you put all these 5-minute pieces together in a half-hour long video, there would be sections where maybe about a second of me talking or playing banjo or something would be gone. And that would mean that when I played it back, there'd be a blank spot, like I'd be talking along and talking about something else suddenly later, and you said there was an empty spot there. I'm hoping this camera doesn't do this. I hope when it records the video, it records one long video without stopping, which is a good reason for me to keep yammering away at y'all while I'm driving along here, to see if this is going to do that. And we'll see if this is going to do that. I guess on other camera related news, I broke my iPhone the other day. I actually knocked a flashlight off the windowsill, and it hit that, and it cracked this screen, but it also cracked the back of the phone. So I went online and ordered this heavy duty rubber case to put on it, hoping that it keeps working, because these things are really expensive, as you probably know. That's an iPhone 12 Pro, the one with 3 cameras in it, and they are not cheap. And the new ones are also even less cheaper. Less cheaper. So we're going to hope that with the hard protecting rubber case on it, that it'll last a long time. We'll see. Anyway, time to stop and get some tea. So I'm going to pull you off my shirt. Well, maybe I'll wait till I get around this dump truck, because having driven a truck before, I know it's a good idea. Actually, it's a good idea not to pass a dump truck on the blind side or on either side. Let's get through this curve first. Find us a little straightaway, and then we can shoot past him. I don't want to be a pain in the neck. This is a good spot right here. Get straight away, go fast, get past the dump truck. That way, if he wants to get over, he can. I forgot what I was going to pull you off my shirt. this. I want to look at the back of the camera, see how many minutes I've been talking. I don't think it tells me. So I'm just going to set you out up here now. You've seen me going down the road a little bit. So beautiful day this morning. Drop the steering wheel. That might make it easier for y'all to see me. Oh, she's already all the way down. Okay, just leave it there. Going down to Athens, Georgia, while I'm there, I'm going to do a little shopping. I bought a pair of shoes down there the other day that I really like, really comfortable, and I've been wearing them everywhere. Got mud all over them. I'm going to go to the same shoe store to see if I can find some more. Maybe buy a couple of pairs. Have a nice pair to wear when I'm not working on stuff, so I don't have to wear my muddy shoes everywhere I go. I might hit the Goodwill store while I'm down here. I'll probably get me some breakfast somewhere. And there's a place called Ollie's. I think it's called Ollie's, and they sell, it's kind of like they buy up surplus stuff, like maybe from a train. Sometimes shipping companies will have a trailer full of something and the boxes get damaged and they sell them all to a store because the purchaser won't buy them. Like this used to happen when I drove a truck. I remember one time I had a case of Gatorade and it was damaged and the purchaser wouldn't take it, and that particular time I got on the radio and they asked if anybody wanted some Gatorade, and this lady said she did, and I stopped and gave her the case of Gatorade. Another time I had some taco shells, and same thing, this particular lady ran a little restaurant. She said she wanted the taco shells. So you wind up getting stuff, and like back then the guy I worked for, he didn't want the stuff. If they didn't accept it, he was like, throw it away. And rather than throw it away, I'd get on the CB radio and find somebody who wanted it, usually try to get rid of it. And that worked out pretty good. But that happens on a larger scale with companies. They wind up with a lot of surplus junk and they sell it all off at auction. And there's certain stores where they buy this junk and they sell it at their store. And I think that's what Ollie's probably does. I don't know for sure, but we had a store called Rennie's up in Maine, and I think they did that. But anyway, I'll probably pop in there. Last time I was down here, I bought some indoor-outdoor carpet, and we can't afford to build a deck up to the pool right now because I don't have any money, and lumber is really, really expensive. So I had a little piece of indoor-outdoor carpet that I bought when I was down here before. I was going to put it on the pontoon boat rails and redo them with it. But instead I put it on the ground next to where we get in the pool, and I thought, well, I might pick me up another roll of that stuff. So we're gonna do a little shopping while we're down here. I'm going too fast. They will give you a ticket on this road if you go too fast, and I need to cut that out. I get down to somewhere closer to the speed limit. It's a good idea to watch myself. It's very easy for me to drive too fast, especially in this car. So I think we've been driving more than 5 minutes, and I think that's enough video for me to find out whether this is going to do that little funky thing where it stops and restarts. I don't know if I said this, but this is a waterproof camera, and it's a rugged camera. What I mean by that is just like the Dji Action camera that I had before. It lasted me for 3 years. Before that, when I had the pocket cam, I broke 3 of those before I finally gave up, and I had 2 of them repaired and broke them again. After a certain point, I just decided I can't use this camera because I'm too rough on equipment. The Action cam, other than cracking the lens a couple times, has held up quite well. So I still have it, so I'm gonna work on it and kind of get it straightened out, and that way I'll have two cameras. I'll have this one and that one, and maybe we can do some different things with them. Who knows? We'll see. So I'm gonna stop talking now, and actually this has a thing where I can stop the recording just by telling it stop. So I'm gonna do that right now. Stop recording.